for those of you who are new here, and it is October. I wanted to get a little bit more into the mood and wear like fall colors and stuff like that, but I literally don't have anything fall colored, which is crazy because that's, I think, maybe my favorite season. So I gotta fix that eventually. But instead we're wearing this baggy sweater. I feel like that's fine with my usual bag. I was going to use my other bag, but at least this is a little bit more fall themed. Did I already say what we're doing? Did I? It's October, so we are going to the bookstore and doing my usual book haul TBR, October TBR. I'm so excited. First, I'm gonna insert a clip here because I actually got some book mail earlier, so insert now. I got mail. We're gonna go ahead and open this on camera. Target was having a buy one, get one 50% off, and I had fever. I was delirious. So I ordered books. I honestly had forgotten completely that I ordered books until yesterday. And I'm just like,
oh yeah, I'm going to get a package pretty soon.
I had some self-control in there and just bought 2 books. Aren't y'all proud of me? I am. It's time to open it. Oh, you're so warm. I got 2 books from Target. Just got them this morning for spooky season. I got thrillers. First book I got, Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. And then the last book I got for this book mail haul is, ta-da! Can you all see? Daughter of Mine by Megan Miranda. This is not a sticker. This makes me so mad. Why? At least it's in good shape. So this is another thriller that has been on my TBR, and I was just waiting for this season to start reading these books. So I would have spent closer to $60 for just these 2 books, and I just spent about $32. So haha, I won. We're gonna go get our remaining books, but my plan is to go to Portland. I know I said if I ever say I'm going to Portland, stop me. Well, you can't. I'm going to Portland, which may or may not be a huge mistake. I'm going back to Pals because I have a gift card, so I'm going to spend some money there. And then I'm going to a coffee shop. I am not going to say what coffee shop it is or why it's so special because I don't want to jinx myself and not be able to go. So we're going to have my usual coffee shop date. Have not had any caffeine today and I'm so tired. I did not get enough sleep last night, so I'm very much looking forward to this little coffee date. And then whatever I can't find, I'll eventually go to Barnes & Noble at some point. Let's go over and get our spooky books for the month. I just want to say I absolutely never learned my lesson about coming to Portland, I guess. It took me an hour to get here when it shouldn't have taken me more than 15-20 minutes. I have an hour less to do all of this that I wanted to do. So let's go over to the bookstore, pray to whatever's out there that it's not that busy so I can happily browse. Let's go. it's been a few days. I actually did not end up going to Barnes & Noble like I thought I would because I actually found all the books I needed and I got them at good prices and stuff like that. So I've said in the past that Powell's was super expensive, but I think if you just make that time to look, it's not that bad. They actually have a lot of books on sale. So before I start off with my book haul, I kind of want to start off with the books I have at home already that are part of my October TBR. The first book I want to mention that I actually already read but was technically part of my October TBR is The Divine and the Cursed by J.E. Reid. So that's one of the books that, like I said, I already read. By the point that you see this video, I've already read it and I'm done with it, but it's part of my October TBR. I actually read it on Kindle Unlimited before I was able to grab my books for the month. I just wanted to give a quick mention to it. And then of course, like you all saw in my earlier clip, I also got my books from Target. Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose, Daughter of Mine by Megan Miranda. And now the last book that I have, and I've ordered this one quite some time ago and I'm finally gonna read it, and oh my god, I can't believe I'm going to reread this book, but I think it's time because I kind of miss this author. So that's House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. This is the first book in the Crescent City series and this baby is huge. I remember listening to the audiobook and thinking it was so boring for the first third of it. So we're definitely gonna use the audiobook to kind of help us get through this writing. But I kind of am missing her books. So hopefully I'll appreciate it now, even though I know it's such a world shift compared to her other two series. Time to read about Bryce again. It's so big. Now that we've established those books, we're gonna go ahead and move on to our book haul. So the first book I want to show you that I bought, I am not reading this month because my boyfriend's reading it. I actually bought it for him and I kind of want to read it myself now. And that is The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. I've read so many books for my like literature classes, my AP classes and stuff like that, but I actually have never read this book. So I actually do want to read it. He says it's been pretty good and he is not one to read and he's like halfway through, so I trust his judgment and I'm gonna try it out. So that's one of the first books I got. Again, not part of my October TBR, just part of my October haul. Now the next book I got is Coraline by Neil Gaiman. I think that's how you say his last name. I've read this book actually in the past when I was young, really young, and I don't really remember it fully, but I do remember some of the scenes being kind of creepy. And I also watched the movie in 3D when it came out the first time, and I went to the Coraline coffee shop because I knew I was going to the Coraline coffee shop. I'm just like, why not? They had it on display at Powell's, so I'm just like, why not? We're gonna reread this. It's been years since I read this. We'll see what it's like to reread this as an adult and if I was traumatized as a child because I read this too young or something. I did read the first few chapters, but I wanted to save it for an like easy kind of read, so I actually stopped myself and I'm gonna just pick it up later. The next book I got is part of a book club that I just joined. We will be reading Bewitched by Laura Thalassa. I have no idea what this is about. No idea. Laura Thalassa, I read quite a few books of hers. She's the one that wrote the Four Horsemen series and the I cannot pronounce that name. I have another one of her books on my Kindle. I did not finish the series at all, but I do like her writing style, so I'm kind of excited. I'm assuming it's going to be about witches. That's it. But this is supposed to be book one of the Bewitched series, and yeah, I'm very excited to read this. Now the next book I bought, I'm really hoping that this book turns out to be good because I'm going to be sad if it does not pick up on the second book and I have to wait until like the third book, and that is Glint by Raven Kennedy. This is the second book to the Plated Prisoner series, and if you saw my review on that one, the first book basically had no plot. So I wonder how the second book is gonna go. I'm very curious about it. I really hope it's a lot better than the first book because the series itself seemed like something interesting, but I don't know. I have no idea what I'm going to find here. Now, the last book I bought is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I mentioned I wanted to get into a fantasy or like just a good series, right? And I think this is like a mixture of sci-fi fantasy or just sci-fi in general. I really don't know what it's about, but when I looked up fantasy series to read, this person kept popping up and so many people love this author, and everyone was saying to start with this book. So here we are. It looks like one of those cozy reads books. Font is extremely tiny and it is a pretty big book. I'm pretty sure if I had looked in Barnes & Noble, I would have found like a different copy, maybe like a bigger version, but because I did not go to Barnes & Noble, I have the small copy. We'll see how this goes. I'm excited. And then the last book in my October TBR is The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. So this book, I'm going to be reading it on my Kindle because I believe it's on Kindle Unlimited. If it's not, I'll just order a copy later. This is another book club book. Overall, this is my October TBR. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books plus 2 books on my Kindle. So 9 books in total. So yeah, that's all I have for this video. I thought I was gonna have a little bit more, but it turns out I don't. I only went to one bookstore. But anyway, if you read any of these books, leave a comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already and you would like to, please subscribe. I love to make book content for you all, and I sometimes do lifestyle videos as well. But thank you all so much for watching. Have a beautiful day, and I will see y'all next time. Bye!